Hey y'all, okay, let's cook a pot roast. One of my favorite meals, one of the easiest meals that you can cook, and so many different ways you can do it. I know I've showed y'all, I think maybe 2 other ways, I'm not sure, but you know, I never make it the same twice. So this is the little concoction that I have come up with today, okay? So I have my roast here, and I have some oil over here in my skillet. It's probably getting way too hot by now, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss this in. Well, not too bad. Oh, I didn't have it nowhere near up as high as I thought I did. Oh well, it'll get hot in a minute. But now y'all, this roast here, let me wash this off my hands. This, I typically get a chuck roast. This was on sale, and so I decided to get it. It is a shoulder roast. But to me, y'all look at it, it looks very similar to a chuck roast. So I decided to try it. This one is a little over 2 pounds, and I think it was like $7. So I felt like that was a good deal, and so I got it, and we're gonna try it. I don't know that I've ever gotten one before, but anyway, I had it in my freezer, and so I got it out I think early yesterday and popped it in the fridge to thaw out. And I already had everything. The only thing I had to do was last night I stopped at the store and grabbed some little potatoes. Sometimes I make just the roast. Sometimes I do roast and carrots, serve it with mashed potatoes, and then sometimes I throw the potatoes in. So today I'm throwing it all in the pot because me and Belle are fixing to get outside. I've done been on a hike this morning. I don't know what time I'll post this video, but it's about 1 o'clock right now. And actually, I was going to put this in my crock pot this morning, but I didn't feel like messing with it. Y'all ever do that? So I thought, oh, I'm just going to wait till later in the day and I'll throw it in the oven. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me get my tongs out. I have everything washed and cut up and ready to go. And then back here, I have some dry beans that I soaked last night. I've got to rinse and drain this off and get some more water in there. But I'm fixing to put those on, cook those, and that's going to be our supper for tonight. So I think it will all be good. And then the only thing I'll have to do later is make some cornbread. Let me get y'all on up here now. Let's see here. And y'all, for this, I seasoned it with some black pepper and then just some of this steak seasoning. I like a real coarse seasoning on stuff like this whenever I'm searing it. And this, of course, keep in mind, this has salt in it, so I didn't add any salt. And then some of our other ingredients have salt in it, so I'm not going to add any salt. I always like to wait and taste it and go from there. Y'all know I always say that. Let me finish searing this up, y'all, and I'll come back and we're going to do the next step. Okay, y'all, I just got my roast out. I have it in my big pan here. Does any of y'all still have one of these big pans? My grandmother gave me this years ago, and I don't use it that often, but it really comes in handy whenever I need to because it's so big and so much room. All right, now in our skillet over here, we're going to throw in our vegetables. I have some carrots and some onions. Give that a good toss. This will just kind of help deglaze that skillet, and we're going to throw in a little bit of red wine to help it deglaze. Let me get you all up here. Whoop! Sorry. Okay, now I have some potatoes here. These are just the little gold potatoes. I cut them all in half, tossing those in there. You can leave them whole, but I like to cut them in half because I feel like it helps that flavor get in the potatoes really, really good. Okay? So what I'm going to do, have those in there, and then I'm going to toss in just a little bit of red wine vinegar. Y'all, you don't have to do this. You can use broth. You can use your W sauce. You can use anything you want to kind of deglaze this a little bit. I'm just going to put in a few drops, not much. And then I'm going to drizzle in a little bit of my W sauce. All right, I'm going to crank this back up. Okay, And I'm going to season these just a little bit. Y'all know I like to season each layer. I'm going to do a little bit of thyme. Not much. I think it gives the roast a really good flavor. So I'm going to just do that in this part right here. And then I'm going to do a little bit of rosemary. Now if you have fresh herbs, that would be great. Just toss them in there. Just a little. Don't need much. This is going to be so flavorful as it is. I'm going to do a little bit of black pepper. Okay. I'm just going to let those get good and hot. Y'all, it's already smelling so good. Ooh, goodness, I can't wait. All right, and I have some garlic here that I'm going to throw in here in just a second. I've got to chop it up. But anyway, that's where we're at, and I'll come back in a second. Okay, y'all, here are our vegetables. I just seared them up for a second. In the last few minutes, I poured in a little bit of garlic. I think I did about 5 cloves of fresh garlic. Just roughly chopped it up. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in here to get the rest of those flavors out. And there we go. Okay, we're done with that part. Let me turn this off. Now we're going to mix up our liquid mixture that we're going to use for this. Yeah, this pan's so big. I love it. It allows so much room for cooking. It's the best. Okay, so let's see here. Let me get this over here. And we're going to put in all of our good stuff. Let me get you down here. So I have 1 can of cream of mushroom with the roasted garlic. Y'all, this is so good if you've never tried it. Cream of mushroom with roasted garlic. So we're going to put that in our bowl. We're going to mix all of this stuff up and then just pour it over it. Now this is one reason why I don't add any flour or anything, which y'all know I don't like a real thick gravy anyway. Cream of mushroom will kind of help thicken up your gravy. All right, now I'm going to do 1 can of beef consomme. Beef consomme, okay? It just gives such a good flavor. I'm going to run just a little bit of water in this. And we may have to add more water anyway if we don't have enough liquid, but we'll just deal with that when we get there. 1 can of beef broth. Okay. Now we're going to just give this a mix. Let that cream of mushroom get all mixed in with our liquid. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfectly mixed, but just a little bit. Okay, now to that, we're going to add 1 package of au jus mix. This is so good. You can do brown gravy. Y'all, you can do just all beef broth. There's so many things you can do, and it will still be good. I usually just use whatever I pull out of the cabinet. All right, 1 package of the onion soup mix. Okay. All right, let's give that a mix. And y'all, I meant to told you, now a lot of you may already know this, but I just kind of like to give little reminders like this in case it's there's an inexperienced cook watching, or a new cook, or just whatever it may be. Putting your potatoes in there like this, you would want to do either the little gold ones like this or the red potatoes. They are a waxy potato, and they will hold their shape a lot better. If you have russet or Idaho's, any of those, you do not want to put those in at this point. You want to wait, because they will cook down to nothing. All right, I'm going to throw in a little bit of our W sauce, not much. And I believe this is it, y'all. This looks so good. It smells good. Like I said, we may have to add a little bit of water, but that'll be okay. Look at this. Now we're just going to pour this over all of our good stuff in here. Okay, a little bit of water to get the rest of that out. We don't want to leave none of the good stuff behind. Okay, there we go. Yep, that looks like plenty of liquid, y'all. Looks great, smells great. Look at this. Now, even using these kind of potatoes, you do not want to be getting it out of the oven, stirring it every few minutes. I'm going to pop this in a 350 degree oven, and I won't even touch it for at least 2 hours, okay? And then whenever I do that, I will just kind of peek at it and throw it back in. Usually when I do it in the oven, I'll cook them for about 4 hours. And then that way the meat's just falling apart. I'm going to throw in some bay leaves. I forgot about that. I'm going to throw in 2 bay leaves. And that's going to be it, y'all. This will be so good. And I'm going to get my beans going over here. I've got to drain them. And since they've soaked, it won't take them that long to cook. I'm going to get them going. And me and Belle are going to go outside and enjoy this beautiful weather, y'all. And I will come back later. And whenever I plate all this up and show you the final result. All right, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Bye-bye.